sure hope the engine doesn't give out on this highway. I've got to reach Krakow before the sun goes down. I'm really counting on you, old girl. Are you all right, mister?
Ouch.
Are you in any pain, sir?
Fool. Huh? Why don't you look where you're going? You could have easily killed someone. If I weren't immortal, I'd be dead.
Huh?
What a disappointing car. Doesn't even have a heater. It's colder in here than out there.
I'm very sorry. It's a rental, so try to hang on till we reach the city.
Huh.
I have something. How about some of this?
Some brandy, huh? Are you telling me I have to drink this cheap crap to warm up?
Sorry about that. Best I can do.
Can't you make this thing go any faster?
I can see that you're in a rush, but this is the fastest it'll go.
Don't listen. Keep driving on.
Semyonov, you better pay us the money now, you con artist!
Thinks he can get away with calling me a con artist, huh? Well then.
I can see you clearly, Semyonov! Well, what do you have to say?
What are you planning to do?
What a tragic ending. They should have known this would happen if only they'd had the sense to plan for their future.
How is that possible? They couldn't, since you're the one who...
Yes, thanks to me, they had the privilege of enjoying the most thrilling moments in their lives. Huh? Life is not life if one hasn't experienced its thrills. Wouldn't you agree, my dear comrade?
I'm Taichi Keaton. I'm an agent for an insurance consortium.
And my name is Andrei Semyonov.
Oh, so you're Russian? Were they as well?
Yes, they used to work for the KGB, but now they're with the Russian Mafia.
The Russian Mafia?
They don't know the first thing about enjoying life like I do, so they deserve what they get. People hoped the country would do well after the fall of the Soviet Union. But several years later, when I came back from America, the country was in terrible shape. It was because of those fools. The borscht they had in Moscow was the worst it had ever been. I will not allow such borscht in our great land of Russia. Watch me. I'll lead the way and bring the real borscht back to our motherland.
Could you tell me, sir, why would you be involved with the Russian Mafia?
Well, I suppose you could say it's mainly a matter of showing them the simple pleasures of life. For I'm what you would call their teacher.
Huh, is that right? You're their teacher.
Come on out, Semyonov! Get us the money, or prepare to take your last breath!
Money, money, money. All this for nothing, a trifle. A mere $100,000.
$100,000?
Just look at what they have turned into. See how money brings out the ugliness in men? All right, I'll come out now. All that noise. Well, Keaton, looks like it's time.
At last, you finally decided to surrender.
It's really too bad. If you had given me just a little more time, you would have guaranteed yourself the opportunity to become rich. You mentioned to me that you are an agent. I hope that means you are accustomed to danger?
Unfortunately, yes, it's true.
Very good. Then you may learn something. We can be the life of the party. Are you ready to do it? Come on, Keaton, let's go.
Hey, come back here!
Well, Keaton, we made it through. How's that? Thought you'd regret it. Stupid snow. It's just as bad as junk mail. Keeps on coming even though it knows you don't have any use for this stuff.
But wasn't it the snow that saved your country from being taken over by Napoleon and Hitler?
Exactly, but it wasn't just the snow that saved my mother country. Also remember that a lot of blood was shed. But snow could take all the credit by covering up the blood. Disgusting snow. What a damn nuisance. sorry, comrade.
Well, let's hurry. The weather's getting worse.
The blizzard came because of the terrible things I said about the snow. The Mafia will have trouble following us now.
We won't make it unless we reach the city. Let's hope we do.
It's just a blizzard, comrade. The storm will be over soon enough.
No, this blizzard's gonna last a while. We should rest here until it stops to avoid using up our strength.
I don't plan to sit around here all day. Waiting for us in the city is vodka and warm women.
Hey! Wait, don't go, Mr. Semyonov!
Filthy, disgusting snow. Trying to give me a challenge, is that it? I am immortal. Yet I won't lose. I refuse to.
So how do you feel now?
It would appear that you have saved my life, Keaton.
Not me, but this snow you said you hated. Snow actually has more air in it than it has ice crystals. Packed like this, it can act as an insulator.
That may be your reason, but it's not why I'm still alive. The real reason is because I am immortal. Tell me, what is the blizzard like now?
Still strong. Ah, here's something for you. Chocolate. I forgot I had it in my pocket.
But what about you?
It's okay. Hope it's to your satisfaction. It's a cheap brand.
Guess I'll try it. Wonderful. I'm in your debt. You've done so many things for me.
Really, it was nothing.
Let's see now, what would be the best way to pay you back? All right. I don't have anything too extraordinary to offer you. But if you'll permit me, I'll turn these long, dull hours into the time of your life.
What?
With an amazing story about treasure beyond anything you could imagine.
Treasure?
Untold treasure.
Really? A story about treasure. Sounds interesting. Let's hear it.
How familiar are you with the history of Nicholas II?
Well, he was the last emperor of the Russian Empire, right? In 1918, he and his family were executed in Siberia by troops who had joined Lenin's revolutionary government.
Not bad. Your answer shows you know much for an insurance man.
Oh, well, I used to study both history and archaeology.
You know the estimate of the family fortune he left behind?
Yes, the Romanovs are believed to have accumulated something in the order of around $8 billion.
Yes, that's correct. Platinum bonds and gold, the most thrilling of all, up to 500 tons.
But the gold shipment was transported east during the wars after the revolution and is missing even today. It's said to be tucked away somewhere in Siberia. There are many other legends surrounding it, like the outlandish story that the Japanese had discovered it at Manchu and had used the money to build up the country.
Greedy people with poor imaginations come up with all these dim-witted stories. All those theories were based on the assumption that the gold shipment was taken east. But here's a question. What if the gold were taken instead to the west?
To the west? But it was the middle of World War I, and during that time, the Germans occupied the western part of Russia, didn't they?
Well, it appears I am successful at entertaining you. There lived a prince who was also one of Nicholas II's subjects, Nikita Volkonsky. In the fall of 1916, he was called upon by the emperor and informed about the rising revolution and Germany's military strength that would mean the end of the Tsar. He was given a top-secret mission to carry the 500 tons of gold to England.
But why go to England? Of course, the King of England was George V, who happened to be the cousin of Nicholas II.
Very good, comrade. The emperor prepared for two possibilities. If the Germans captured Russia, he'd use his assets to form a new government from within England. And two, if the revolutionaries jailed them, gold could be offered to secure their release.
Yes. That makes sense.
Prince Volkonsky managed to transport the treasure from St. Petersburg. He shipped out from the port Arkhangelsk and headed into the Arctic Ocean to avoid attack from the German troops. He kept pressing on like a powerful bear, determined to reach the shores of England. Wary of the icebergs and the heavy fog, they kept charging on.
Really?
So tell me what you think was the chief factor that made them nervous.
Well, back in those days, the Germans had command of the sea. Of course, it was the U-boats!
Right once again. The first U-boat designed for active service plunged into the sea and immersed the English and Russians into a new world of terror. One report went so far as to say that the U-boat succeeded in sinking 800 ships in only 3 months.
And was his ship attacked by the U-boat?
Ha! If it was that simple, it wouldn't have been worth telling it to you for that delicious chocolate.
Then if that's incorrect, what happened to the ship?
Don't be in such a big rush. It was after the 6th day, when they were about 250 miles from Norway. A lookout spied another ship closing in, cloaked by the fog. A black shadow.
So it was the U-boat.
Oh yes, the men thought the same thing. So Prince Volkonsky ordered the helmsman to turn the ship around. They were attempting to avoid the U-boat. But as they fled, things went from bad to worse. The ship encountered a huge iceberg and was split in half. It sank to the bottom of the ocean, along with the treasure. Prince Volkonsky looked toward the black shadow, rising ever so slowly from the waters.
It was the U-boat!
No, it was an enormous humpback whale!
Huh? It was a whale?
Ah, the men on the ship panicked over a whale. There were no U-boats around that area.
Are you trying to tell me that if the whale hadn't appeared and forced the ship into an iceberg, that the treasure would have been transported to England, that Nicholas II himself might have lived, and that the history of Russia would have been completely different?
That's exactly it.
So, what happened to Prince Volkonsky?
Fortunately, he was rescued by a Norwegian fishing boat. They sent him to St. Petersburg, where he died. But not before leaving behind the story of what happened for his young son to know the truth. Prince Nikita Volkonsky's wife and child set off on foot and went east to avoid the revolution. But they were caught up in Russia's civil war. During their trek, the mother died in a blizzard. The son, now an orphan, was sent to China like the other refugees. He was given sanctuary in Hong Kong and finally made it to America.
But I just don't understand how you came upon this story.
Well, I just know.
But how do you know?
It's a secret. Well, we will soon be reaching the city, Keaton. Why don't you have a drink while we're there? Listen to some more stories.
Huh? Doc, Mr. Semyonov!
They're a nuisance even worse than the blizzard.
Semyonov, you're food for the wolves, swindling money out of us for that phony story.
If you think it's funny, then you're a fool!
Don't waste your breath. We have it on good authority that you yourself are a professional con artist. Give us back the 100 G's, old man.
Such a trifle money. I spent it already.
What?
Looks like they're on the left-hand side of the hill.
How can you tell for sure? Left or right, who knows? If we make a wrong decision, both of us will be shot. You know, I think I owe you more than a good story for that delicious chocolate.
No, don't stand up!
Hey, you criminals! Over this way! He has nothing to do with this. It's between us. Go on, take your best shot at me.
Mr. Semyonov!
Go ahead, I dare you. But the secret of the treasure will be lost forever.
Mr. Semyonov, no!
An excellent job. A direct hit right through the heart.
Well, he had it coming. That swindler.
Yes, trying to talk his way into getting our money with that ridiculous phony Romanov story. Going on about some treasure.
But why'd you do that? Why lay your life on the line in exchange for cheap chocolate? You didn't have to do this. Your story was enough.
Cheap, but it was very tasty.
Huh? Huh? Mr. Semyonov, you're alive! But how'd you survive? I saw them firing directly at you.
But somehow I'm alive.
Huh. Oh, this diary inside your jacket saved your life.
So my father protected me.
Your father? How's that? Nikita A. Volkonsky. It's Nikita's signature. Tell me now, and just be honest. You're the son of Prince Volkonsky.
But I already told you.
Huh?
Haven't you been listening? I am the immortal man. Life is not life if one hasn't experienced its thrills. Don't you agree with me, Keaton?
Yes.
I paid off my debt, comrade. It's about time we had those drinks. But it will have to be your treat because I'm running a little short on cash.
Huh? What exactly did you do with all the money that you got from them?
Oh, comrade, I have another interesting story about that very thing.
After a lifetime of learning, can a person learn something new? As long as you have the passion, you can educate yourself no matter where you are. That is what he taught us. Keaton is about to learn that when the enemy threatens to destroy the future of education, one must not only stand up to them, but make every minute count. Next time, Paris Under the Roof.